Hi everybody, welcome to HSTA 342H, African American History to 1865. My name is Pat O'Connor and I'll be the instructor for this course. I'm excited to work with you all this semester. I think this course is going to be a great opportunity for you to deepen your knowledge of some of the most important aspects of early American history, topics such as slavery, race, and class. And I think it's also going to provide you the opportunity to sharpen some of your historical skills, things like critical reading, critical writing, and critical thinking skills. So the central argument for this entire course is that African American history is American history. And what I mean by that is that African American history isn't a sidebar to American history. It isn't a footnote, right? It's not something that you learn alongside the more mainstream of American history. Rather, this course argues that you can't begin to understand colonial North America, the early United States, or the Civil War era without seriously considering African Americans' experiences, their ideas, and their contributions. So I'm happy that you've all signed up for this course, and I think you're going to find it really valuable. One thing I want to note is that African American history to 1865 is a huge, huge topic. It covers more than 300 years from the origins of the transatlantic slave trade in the 16th century in the 1500s up to the importation of the first enslaved Africans to Virginia in 1619, all the way up to the abolition of chattel slavery at the end of the American Civil War in 1865. So this is a challenge. Ideas about race and the institution of slavery were very different in, say, colonial Virginia in 1675 than they were in, say, New Orleans in 1850. In addition to this vast stretch of time, we're also going to study an amazingly diverse geographical region. And slavery and the broader African American experience took different forms in different places, right? They were different, for example, in, say, the North, in New England or Ohio, than in, say, the Chesapeake, right? That's the area around Virginia and Maryland. And it was different there than in, say, the Low Country, the coastal region of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And different still there from in the lower Mississippi Valley, around Mississippi and Louisiana and Tennessee and Arkansas, the area that was really the epicenter of the global cotton economy. And none of this is to say that there weren't continuities across time and space. Instead, I'm highlighting the reality of difference just to suggest just how big our topic actually is. So let's try to keep those differences in mind as we progress through the class. But we are going to cover as many of the important issues in this massive history as we can in just a couple of months. And I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to get to know you all. For now, there's a few things you can do to get started for the course. First, make sure you have copies of both of our books. It's extremely important that you get a copy of Major Problems in African American History Volume 1 to 1877 as soon as possible if you haven't already. There are copies available at the UM bookstore. There's a copy on reserve at Mansfield Library. And of course, there are copies available through online booksellers. Those should be more affordable than what's at the bookstore. And then also make sure you get a copy of Dana Ramey Berry's The Price for Their Pound of Flesh. Copies of this are available at the bookstore as well, and you could also borrow one through interlibrary loan. Also, make sure you read the syllabus carefully. Spend some time with it. It's quite long. I think it's 11 pages. It's very detailed. Every due date that you have for the semester is listed there. and it should have all of the information you need to succeed in this course. I also have a few things for you to keep in mind for next week. For Monday, January 14th, I'd like you to introduce yourself to your forum group. So just log into the Moodle page and go down to the forum, and you should see your group there, and you can just post a little bit about yourself. I'll post a few questions for you to answer there. For Wednesday, January 16th, watch a short video and read 5 very short articles, and then complete the course expectations assignment. And that's posted on Moodle. And there's more detail about the video and those articles on the syllabus and on the Moodle page. And then for Wednesday, January 16th, upload a PDF of your Moodle tutorial certificate. If you've ever taken the tutorial before and still have your certificate, just submit that. If you haven't taken the tutorial before, there's a link on the course page, and when you finish, you'll receive the certificate. Okay, that's all for now. Please let me know if you have any questions.